was with Sam. And Sam found out he was an Evil Dead fan, and you can tell an Evil Dead fan who's a real Evil Dead fan because they won't fucking shut up about it. So that's how he did it. They got to talking. They were going to make a feature version of Panic Attack, which got bogged down into development hell. Huge surprise. And so Fede started pitching ideas, and one of them was an Evil Dead without the Ash character with 5 new suckers, victims. And that way it would allow us, because Sam was very sensitive to the idea of being able to make another Evil Dead with the Ash character and allowing Fede to come up with his whole new take on a whole new series of movies. So when I'm in my golden years, I want to be able to introduce 4 Evil Dead movies and 3 other Evil Dead movies. I think 7 is a good number. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I just need a few more. So that's the short version.
All right. Fede, I've seen the movie, and I gotta know, how the hell did you get an R rating for this? I love it. The rating disclaimer, people, says strong bloody violence and gore, some sexual content and language, which doesn't even begin to describe the stuff that's going down in this film. So, did you have to take anything out to get that R rating, or what?
No, I mean, you know, IPA can really drive you crazy sometimes, and they were really helpful. In this one, they were really helpful. They were very precise about what was the problem, you know, with the movie. Like, if we were going to, you know, based on the script, they would say like, well, that scene, they're a little bit too disturbing, I think, witnesses. And so we never had to get rid of anything, which is a good thing. They would just treat 5 frames and we got an R rating. So we stand it right on the line, and that way, this is definitely by far the hardest R rated movie out there.
I think they interpreted the carnage and mayhem as exuberant. Yeah. Rather than like torture porn, which makes you want to go back to your room and kill yourself. I mean, right? At the end of the Evil Dead screens we've been having, people are talking, they're jibber-jabbing because there's a lot of nervous energy. You watch a torture porn movie and they're all dead at the end of the movie. They've all killed themselves. This isn't like that.
There's always a hero in an Evil Dead movie, right? Like, the difference between this movie and other horror movies, I think, is there's always, instead of the characters being just victims, somebody always going to take a stand at the end and going to fight back, which is always awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hero or not, I mean, Jane, the amount of abuse you take in this film is just absurd. I mean, did this bastard Fede apologize to you while he was drenching you in blood, and stabbing you, and having you molested by vines and whatnot?
I don't know. There was no apology. You want to apologize right now in front of
A public apology.
No, I mean, we're still friends, so that means something.
Give me your worst day on set, Jane. Give us a little insight to your worst day on set.
I think the hardest thing I did in this movie was get buried alive.
Oh, big deal.
Yeah. We did it a couple ways, but one of the ways was with a plastic bag tied around my head, and I had an oxygen tube sneaky behind my ear, and I laid in a ditch until I was completely covered with dirt. And Fede, for the shot when it was my face, and my face was getting covered, as I'm screaming at my brother, is the one who put the dirt on my face because I completely was scared.
Sam Raimi would be proud.
But it's because at the end of the day, I mean, all of you guys, like, when you go watch a movie, do you want to see a lot of fake stuff, or do you want to see a lot of real stuff? I want to see real stuff. I don't want to see people faking it. Oh, I'm scared. And they're not really scared. But I think at the end of the day, they were not faking it. They were, you know, everything you see in the camera is like pretty real. What you see on the screen, but that's the whole point.
No actors will ever work with you again.
Just human beings.
Jessica, you didn't get off easy either. I mean, you've been around, you've done plenty of TV and movies, but have you ever had to cut, you know, half your face off as any of those roles that have been part of the job description?
No. I have done a few wondercons, but this was probably the most extreme physically that I had to do. It was really tough and grueling, but really worth it. It looks incredible.
How do you research cutting your face off with a piece of glass?
Trial and error, you know?
Yeah, you don't. We actually had a movement specialist come in and teach us all how to move like zombies and contort our bodies in interesting ways, and that was very helpful.
I love Lou. Look at Lou sitting here looking all innocent. Dude, we've seen the trailer. You know, you're the one messing with the Book of the Dead. You're writing down notes, you're scribbling, you know, incantations, you're reciting incantations. Like, this is all on you, man. This is all on you.
I'm glad I had a Latin dictionary with me. It was really helpful to kill everyone.
Well, you grew up in New Jersey, so clearly you've seen some scary shit. I can say that because I live in New Jersey, so that's all right. But were you prepared for this level of carnage when you signed on for this?
No, I didn't know what I was getting into, but I was really happy to get into it. I've been a fan since I was 15, and watching these things when you're 15 years old, watching Bruce Campbell be amazing. And my favorite was Evil Dead 2, but now after watching Evil Dead 1 so many times, to not screw this one up for me, I have fallen in love with that one. And I just think it's one of the best trilogies, cult trilogies that we have. So why not make it awesome again?
Hold on.
It's just that easy, people. Keep that in mind during the Q&A session, all right? You might get a little something. Charlotte, are you able to watch this movie without closing your eyes? I mean, be honest now. Don't lie to me.
No, I won't lie. It was tough. I sat in this thing. I was definitely screaming, and Lou was actually sitting right in front of me, and I punched him, and I grabbed him, and I squeezed him. And I think his shoulder was bruised the next day. It was exhausting. I literally, almost fell down with exhaustion after watching this movie.
Bruce, you talked a little bit about having sort of, you know, the Evil Dead original sort of universe, the Ash universe, if you want to call it, and now the new sort of Evil Dead thing. Is there any chance ever of these two worlds crossing? I mean, couldn't this just have happened at the same cabin 30 years later?
I'm going to let Fetty answer that question.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, the whole point, I think, in my dream, just as a fan, it's not official, but my dream is to make, of course, a sequel to this film, and while Sam is making Army of Darkness 2, and then eventually connecting the two sagas together into one final epic film where we connect the character from this film with Sam's films. And that would be the dream come true for me to watch.
That is awesome! Oh my god. But it's interesting because there are a lot of nods to the original in this film. You know, you see the chainsaw, you see the hand, maybe Ash's car is in there somewhere, but they're all incorporated in very different ways. So tell me about striking that balance of nodding to those things, but also, you know, coming up with your own vision for how it was going to play out.
Well, the whole challenge was making a film for two audiences at the same time. The fans of the original and the new audience that never heard about the original film, right? There's a new audience out there of younger people that probably never heard about the original Dead. It was very important for us to make the movie for both of them. So that's why we took some elements from the original films. Just as a fan, I just could stop putting those in, you know? Like, it's just, there's so many elements of the original film that are in this one. But at the same time, we want to create a new film that, if you haven't seen any of the original, will work for you, and you're not going to feel like you're missing out on things, right? So it was a challenge to strike the balance, but we put a lot of things from the original film. Couldn't help it.
Jane, you guys were talking, Betty was talking sort of about so many effects are done on computers these days, and when you look at this film, it's so old school. It looks like it was done on the spot as opposed to post-production, and I love that old school feel, but I can't imagine it was fun to, yeah, right? So much better, so much scarier. We love it, but I can't imagine it was fun to like barf out geysers of blood all over people, or maybe I'm wrong, maybe it was, maybe you love it.
Sometimes it was fun, and sometimes, I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of fun is, but when I projectile vomit all over this beautiful woman's face, that felt pretty weird. It's like this huge tube of probably an
Jane,
inch and a half
explain
diameter.
exactly how that works, how you shove that tube up your mouth first. Explain how that works.
Yeah, a tube, really thick tube that's,
It's got like an umbrella, right? At the bottom, at the top?
it is kind of like an umbrella, and that the umbrella part is in the back of your throat, and then a copious amount of this disgusting orange fluid is shot to the back of my throat and then all over her face.
But then it hits the inverted umbrella and comes out. Well, you shove an umbrella down your throat and then you pump it back out. I thought it was very ingenious. Funny you came up with that crazy design.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun creating those.
Good times, good times. First, I'm looking out here, I just see fans. I see huge fans. They came all the way here for this special event. Is there any chance that you have something, special for them? Maybe a special video of some sort we might be able to show them?
Yes, we do. We're going to show you a clip from the actual movie, a sequence, a rather horrifying sequence. So if any of those little fat kids snuck back in, this is the time to get the hell out. And it's introduced, the sequence you're about to see is introduced by someone very special.
All right, well, let's check it out. Let's roll it.